Now we're live online. I pressed the button just a few seconds late, but we're
Good.
here online and I see you and I
And
can
can
see
they hear
everybody.
us?
Yeah, they should be able to hear us.
Okay.
The comment line is up online if you want to comment online.
Comments?
So,
So,
what? And we all saw you on TV yesterday being a
oh
movie
gosh.
star.
Yeah.
Can I
don't know
get your
about that,
autograph?
but
Can I get your autograph?
sure.
Yeah.
Give me sheet paper. First one ever.
I'll give you a check and you can do it on
Yeah.
the check.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so yesterday I found out that our Madison County Committee and Canton Committee met. So
Okay,
I was
good.
approved to be on the ballot.
Nice.
On yours,
Mine.
at 9 o'clock last night, WLBT was reporting that they did not know if your list had been approved.
I assume that my list has been approved. I know that the paperwork has been turned over to, or should I say, Spencer Ritchie was on his way to pick up the paperwork yesterday at about 2:00.
And America,
So she released it is what we needed.
and everybody in America and across the world that is trying to keep up with what we're saying, the Republican ballot
Mm-hmm.
was trying to be withheld, and the city of Jackson was keeping the Republican Party from seeing the candidates that were to be on the ballot,
Right. Holding our qualification
holding
papers.
their qualification papers, and they just released them within 5 to 6 hours before the deadline to make the ballot. And they were saying that there is no Republican Party registered in the city of Jackson, is what they were saying.
Well, they were saying that our committee chair did not attend.
And that's how you get
Right.
that's how they get registered.
Yep.
And I'm just like, idiots.
A little bit, because the Secretary of State basically called them out on their lies
And then
said we never said that.
Now the funny thing about their argument, they're saying if you don't make it deadline, this, that, and the other.
Right.
In reverse, in Canton 4 years ago, that would have meant the Democrats did not have a ballot in Canton at all.
Right.
Because it was never approved by the Democratic Election Committee. And to this day, the elected Democratic Election Committee never certified the ballots for Canton.
Yep.
So, but
it's a mess.
They figure a way
That's
to get
why they
on.
don't want us in there. It's a mess. They don't want us coming in and seeing how big of a mess it is.
If people, and then I saw where the guy that's running against you this morning, they had edited you out for.
Well, he's not running again. He's running in the Democratic primary. He has not won that
in
yet.
Ward 7.
But he is in Ward 7.
But I mean, he is an opponent of yours.
He is.
Sorta.
If he wins the primary, he'll be my opponent.
And I got a kick out of his. He says, I was trying to register as a Republican.
Exactly.
And nobody at the Republican Party would answer the phone.
Exactly.
Okay, that to me sounds like he has a credibility issue now.
Well, yeah,
because there are people at the Republican Party and there are phone numbers there where you can get somebody on the phone.
Well, my counterpoint in District 2, she had to cut through a lot of red tape and go back and forth between GOP headquarters and the clerk's office. So they were available. And
Ron knew somebody that was running, and they told him, the person that was running, they had to go to the county. They had to go
to the Secretary of State's office
in order to.
I was speaking to him on the way here. His name is Malcolm May. I believe he's running in the fourth.
I've met him. I have.
Yeah.
But he was told he had to go to the Secretary of State's office to sign up to run for office.
He's a Democrat. He's running as a Democrat.
I'm not sure.
He's running as a Democrat. I've met him, and that doesn't surprise me. It really has nothing to do with party. It has to do with whether or not you're in with the establishment or not.
And I would tell you, he is a preacher, a retired Hinds County deputy. He's a good fella. I've met and I've eaten with Malcolm many a times.
Hello, Micah Goba. I see you online. I see that the Facebook page where people can comment is all up and running.
Nice.
Oh, we're also on X and we're on Rumble. YouTube. Okay. That's all working. Oh, this is great when it all comes together. And as y'all can see, we're in the plush Acme Pizza studio.
Are we?
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I can kind of see.
If you're looking for a good pie in Mississippi, Acme Pizza.
Okay. Thank you. So now you're allegedly legally running now.
Correct.
And
I was in the process of setting up my fundraising arm this morning before coming in.
And
I'm working on that.
And let's go through it. You're running for
City Council, Ward 7. It's Virgie Lindsay's seat. It makes up downtown, Battlefield Park, then south down through Savannah Street, all the way to the Jackson city limits. The basically kind of the industrial side of 55, and then the neighborhoods that are right there around 55. And then I come up through North Jackson into Woodland Hills and Fondren and Bellhaven, and then just what we all consider leftover, the neighborhood behind Dewing.
You're around all them blue hair weirdos. Okay.
I'm not.
I mean, that's the area Sean Yerkeron lives in.
Yeah, he does. But there really aren't many blue-haired.
Purple hair.
There are not many purple hair.
Okay, but anyway.
But yeah, I don't want to insult my constituents.
I'm not insulting them. I'm just. That's what they.
I think this is going to come down a lot more to not really being about Republican or Democrat. It's going to come down to who can get in there and actually get something done in a city
that's really what the issue is. There is the Republican Democrat line is going away. The Democrats that are out there are good Christian people that want to do the right thing.
Yep.
And it's starting to show.
Yep.
And the people that are blurring the lines are grasping at straws as we watch on the national stage. Ron, I'm going to give you some homework to do real quick between now and the commercial break we're about to take. I want to know where the ballot initiative is for the state of Mississippi. Look on that. You got that Mississippi app, right? Of House bills.
I have it somewhere. I got to find it.
Okay. If you don't have it, I have it. We're going to look for that. And I want to know about the ballot initiative. And I was hearing him talk this morning about school district and school choice. And that seems to be something that is a hot button topic because, he comes from an area where there's 3 school districts and he's voting. He makes a good point that, Chad's voting for what his constituents want.
Right.
And that is what you need.
That's what you should be doing.
That's what you should be doing. That is correct. But if we had the ballot initiative, we could be involved. The people could be involved with whether we want school choice or not. We could be involved, but we can't be involved in anything because the Mississippi legislature has not put forward anything. Y'all ain't heard it in the news or anything. You hear about, we're going to look at putting back cell phone bags into schools. And you've seen, and whether there was another thing they were looking at last night. And then we did the boy and a girl thing.
Right.
And then we're going to look at women not playing in sport, men not playing in women's sport. Y'all, that's the low hanging fruit.
Yep.
That's the bull crap. You need to get on to some real issues. And like he was bringing up Bible in school, and we brought it up to him, that Chad that was on this morning. It was Chad that was on this morning, right?
That's correct.
And we told Chad, and we mentioned that the Bible is in the Constitution.
Yep. I've already sent him all the information. That's what I'm sitting here doing.
I mean, and it just seems like if we would just enforce the laws or go back and read the Constitution of Mississippi and put it in play, we could be moving on to other subjects,
right?
And we could get other things in order. Okay.
Right.
My soapbox is my soapbox today, and I'm gonna be on it a little bit more.
I don't have any children, so I have to follow other people's opinions.
I don't have any children that I know of.
Well,
okay. I don't have any children that I know of.
Well,
okay.
Well, I have 2 or 3 grandkids.
You could choose to state your.
I still believe that,
I would probably homeschool my children. If I had children, I would keep them home.
And let's see, Hardy Case chiming in. They don't want term limits. They don't want us to have any power. Also, we'll have it.
They of course don't want us to have any power.
Well, as the chairman of Term Limits, I can tell you, Term Limits Day is coming up once again.
Okay.
And we do desperately need this.
And
go to ustermlimits.com.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott and Ryan Eller on WYAB. And we're back on a rainy Tuesday. Be mindful of the weather. It's going to rain. Okay.
It's gonna torrentially rain. It's like
Torrentially?
an inch. We're supposed to get like
Is
an
that
inch
like
of rain.
Is that like torrentially?
That's heavy rain, torrential rain.
Torrential
Right?
rain.
I learned that with
It's
hurricanes.
light flooding. Turn around, don't drown. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
We've got a creek. running
So
through
let's talk about this thing.
talk about what
The legislature.
the legislator.
I mean, we need the ballot initiative. We need it. We need to be able to speak.
We do.
And
Well, I think it would be nice to be able to speak on a whole bunch of different issues. Like if every legislator had some sort of like a poll that they could shoot out to all their constituents and say, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? So that they could actually take the pulse on an actual issue as it's happening.
well, the problem with the legislature is they don't want, a lot of them do not want us, especially Delbert,
Wow.
does
Delbert's
not
the
want
lieutenant governor.
does not
He's
want the people to have the
legislator.
power to put a new constitutional amendment into the Constitution. Now-
Well, I think we need to be very careful when we start altering our constitution.
I agree.
Yep.
Now, when the pot came through,
right?
that only happened because the legislature hadn't already taken up pot and handled it.
Right.
I mean, when you take your time doing something, then the people speak and then you finally listen.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Now, I mean, I agree that people
Okay.
need to speak.
and it's real simple to solve this ballot initiative. So y'all listen, because Chip has the plan. Okay. On the ballot initiative, if it involves something like pot or something that's got a monetary value to it,
Right.
okay,
That changes everything.
then and it has to be regulated and it has to be looked at like
Mhm.
pot.
Yes.
That should be something y'all handle that can't make it to the Constitution.
True.
But we can force you to do it if we had a ballot initiative to make you settle that issue, even if it took a special session.
Okay.
Okay. Now, on something like whether you're a boy or a girl, since whether than y'all waste your time, you could have put that to the statewide. We could have put that as a ballot initiative and ended it
Right.
that quick.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, that was kind of ended last year when we got the bill not allowing sex change hormones on children under the age of 18. And then they had to go back in and be sure. I'm more concerned with
Well-
people being in the bathrooms and being in
Okay.
spaces
So now that's
than defining. I think that's
that's what we're doing now.
I
Now
know,
we're
but
deciding what a boy and a girl
why?
is. That's what I'm getting at.
right.
Why wait?
We've already we handled
it's-
that before.
It's like what I'm seeing. What I'm
that.
seeing is the news bites,
Right.
and I mean I can pull up Delbert right now.
Well, and it's probably because that was a hot button issue last
pull
year,
up
and they
Delbert
know it.
Husband real quick and see what things he is pushing right now, because he is just tickling the ivories. So I gotta say something
The
on
sparkly
there.
thing, giving
Sparkly
us the sparkly
things.
thing to look at,
And
talk
it's,
about.
and then when you look at the substance of what he's trying to do, there's nothing there.
Or
then-
is there something there that he's trying to get us to not look at?
Well,
while we're
and
looking?
it's like when he was
what else he doing?
he used somebody else to attack Shad White.
Right.
Okay, so to get that didn't get through this as a bill,
Right.
but because Shad has what I've wanted him to do up today. He has the MOGE report, MOGE.
Mississippi Office of Government Efficiency. Is that what
Yes.
it is?
He has the MOGE report up right
Oh
now,
my
which is
goodness.
what I've been wanting him to do now. And he's fine, and he's got it all up, and I think that is what we want to see.
Right.
And
It
I
is.
think the press needs to pick it up. But
I mean, we
don't know
could
if the
start with
local-
City of Jackson and their
you know,
financials.
you
Have
know,
we seen financials from City of
that's
Jackson this
City of
year?
Jackson.
I mean,
Okay.
did
He
we
has
get
on his
financials
site.
last year?
Oh yeah, Delbert wants the Blue Envelope program. That's established in enhance effective communication. Let's say if you have autism and you're a driver,
Okay.
okay, you show the blue envelope, I guess, to make sure that they know who you are. He wants to require public schools to adopt policy prohibiting restriction of cell phones.
Okay. I agree
Let's
with that.
see. Here's another one. The refocus to ban diversity, equity, and inclusion programs,
He's bringing up banning DEI.
which he's following. And let's just get that right. You're following up on what Shad White had already pushed. And that's all he's got, y'all. That's all he's got up.
Sounds a lot like what
it sounds like
Pete Hegseth is doing in the military.
it sounds like
and Trump telling all the DEIs to take their pronouns off.
But what he's basically doing is he's not working. Those are what that's his agenda. That's what he just pulled up on his site. Is my agenda is to figure out what boys and girls are doing and make sure that everything's fair, and that's it.
Yep.
We have bigger issues in Mississippi. We want to cut the sales tax. I didn't see one word there about cutting taxes.
No.
Delbert don't want to cut taxes.
Well, they're playing shell games when we talk about cutting taxes.
Okay, that's the
the same thing's happening with DEI.
But I mean, it's the legislature as a whole. They're all
But he controls who's the committee chairman.
I know.
He controls the agenda.
He does. He controls everything. That's why he wanted that position, was because it was the most power in the state.
Right. That's true.
And
but back to the DEI is what they're doing. It's another shell game. Like over in Alabama, Redstone Arsenal. I have some ties there to people I know from the military, and they've renamed it to the Office of Multicultural Affairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shell game.
It's like, for instance, I was sitting there this weekend, and I'm, being Black History Month, you see all this extra stuff on TV.
Right.
Why did we in Mississippi, in the legislature, decide that we needed to build 2 museums to show our history rather than one? I
don't know.
They're trying to
they
say,
would have literally.
I mean, that's the division right there. You've already created a division.
It is.
So if we were to teach Mississippi history in a book, would we have 2 Mississippi history books?
Are they teaching about the Black Republicans that were slaughtered over outside of Clinton?
Yeah, but but that's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying there's only one history of Mississippi.
There is.
There's no way there's 2 histories.
And see, that's how they break the United States of America. Is if they put the Black and the white population at war, they can break us as a society. Because I mean, nothing against the other ethnicities in the country, but the Black and the white built this country. We are the bedrock. And if they put the Black and the white people at war with each other, they can crack us. And that's what they're doing.
It's basically identity politics.
I noticed in Jackson, it's like I see somebody on the street and they're Black and we're friendly with each other. But then if you ask them if racism happened, they'd say, oh yeah, there's a lot of racism. Maybe not here, but they're telling me about it over there. It doesn't go on the streets with the people. We're being told that racism is there, and it's over. It may not be in your neighborhood, but it's over in that neighborhood.
And we segregate ourselves. I mean, people live in the neighborhoods they want to live in. I want to live in a neighborhood where my friends are.
Right.
And I don't care if you're Black or white or an American Indian.
I think that's changing a little bit.
Well, no, it's changing because people move to different areas.
Right.
But I'm saying my neighbors, I have Black people in my neighborhood. My neighbor is Black in Canton.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting
at.
Both
of my neighbors.
All of this race thing is going away.
It is.
And
because it's all a load of crap is what it is.
And as we look around at things that we have done here, when we were doing a history museum, we created division.
We did.
With that history museum.
We could have put them in together.
And it's a great museum. Both sides.
Both are.
Both of them are.
They are.
But the history of Mississippi is one Mississippi.
It is.
And until we get to one Mississippi, we are not going anywhere. And one of the people that need to be gone from Mississippi, we'll be having a virtual town hall tonight.
Would you be talking about bad boy Bernie Thompson?
We're talking about bad boy Benny. I can't even say his name. Benny Thompson, who also is an unconvicted person because he has a pardon for some reason on something that he has done wrong. Yep. And he knows what he's done. And somebody needs to get on that town hall tonight. And
the comments on the Facebook page were out the book.
Everybody wants to go look, but let me tell you what you're doing wrong is you're going in under your name. You're going to have to create a new name for yourself.
He's already got the questions picked out. He probably is not even
like I was sitting there thinking, if we could get Clay another name to go in there and ask, like for instance, Clayton Edwina, no, Claytanstra. You gotta. I don't even know. Clarita Edwina. Or
Sean
something,
Ray.
or something like that. We need a name where you can
Right.
where
Benny Thompson, I challenge you right now to take one white person's question. Come on. Just one white person.
do
A
somebody
real white person.
it's gonna
I'll
be
When they
debate
put
you,
in the
Benny.
comments, when they put you in the comments.
and by the way, and Matt told me to bring this up today.
Okay.
Benny, you're welcome to come on our show at any time.
Sure.
He said, hey, you should invite him in. Yeah,
Sure.
you wouldn't have to do it as a virtual town hall. You could come on and it would be a real town hall right here with the YEB people who are in your district. But you're scared of that. You're scared of that. You're scared of that. You don't even do that on any of the other radio stations in town. You don't even come here. But anyway.
He won't take white people in his office, so I doubt he'll come into ours.
Yeah. But anyway.
Well, excuse me. He will take a white person into his office, but you have to have a black person escort you in.
Yeah.
That or you need a big check.
There you go.
Yeah,
He'll take that check.
He'll take the check, but I think he'll take the check into the office. But if you want to get into the office, I think you have to bring a.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back because a friend of mine, which many of you know, Hardy Case, who is working the streets
Mm-hmm.
at the Capitol, went in yesterday with a camera and was in public spaces and was told that he's not allowed to film or record anything inside the Capitol. He has a press pass too. So we'll figure that out and we'll talk about that on the other side of this break right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB.
Hmm.
And we're back on the Chip Matthews Show on WYB with Taylor Turcotte.
Hello.
Also, Ron Eller.
Hoorah.
There you go. I ain't heard that all morning. So, and you can listen to us online and all those places. And then, of course, coming up after us is the always wonderful Jameson Haygood Show
Yes.
and Extravaganza.
I didn't realize he was a celebrity until I saw him on the front of a magazine. And I
And
went,
the magazine was what?
that's
And the magazine was
Jameson.
what?
Madison Christian magazine.
Christian.
Some.
I
I
want to
don't
say
know.
singles, but that's not right because it's he and his wife on the front.
Didn't-
It's
Yes.
Christian. What
Madison-
magazine is that called?
It's Madison Christian something.
I didn't think it was Madison Christian.
Something Christian.
But anyway,
Anyway,
we'll have
he's
to
a
ask.
celebrity.
We'll have to
He was
ask.
on the
He's a
front.
celebrity. He's on the front, and
Well,
Clay's,
I'll text.
Clay's a celebrity,
Clay's natural. Yeah, he's already.
and we're just.
I think he was a celebrity back when y'all were in the nightlife business.
Yeah.
Isn't that where a lot of y'all's
Well, I'm a nobody. Nobody knows me. Okay.
yeah.
You know. You know.
Yeah, that's
But
what
that's-
that's
yeah,
what you like to tell yourself.
I have not built enough hate against me
yeah.
to be liked.
I don't think that
I
everybody.
mean, Clay built a
not
ton of
everybody
hate to be liked. That's what you got to do.
well,
they
he
gotta-
and Kim built a
Trump-
different kind of.
Trump created a lot of hate.
Trump did create a
be
lot
li-
of hate.
to
I
be li-
lost all of my friends before the Republican primary in
To be liked.
2016.
So that's the go. So
Yeah.
so Shad White basically is going to be the front runner for governor because he has built a lot of hate in the party,
Yep.
and it's going to backfire, and he's going to wind up being the next governor, and that won't be a bad thing,
Okay.
you know.
I haven't thought
I'm just
about it
looking
enough
at
to
it. I mean,
decide yet.
y'all just
that.
remember, all you legislature, as much hate as you build toward people, you just lift them up.
Yep.
You just lift them up.
Well,
And-
hate from the establishment.
And so, and we all hate Benny, and Benny's in office.
He is.
There you go.
32 years.
32 years.
Let's talk term limits, brother.
I mean,
And I know his name is in that USAID book everywhere. I can't wait till we find out where that money went. Mhm. Yes.
his money comes
Jameson
somewhere
just texted
'cause
me
it's
back.
all in
It's
cash.
Mississippi Christian.
Mississippi Christian. Okay. I
Yes.
knew it was something M Christian.
There you go.
And we were in Madison when I saw it. So that's why.
Well, it starts with an M. That's good.
It does. And I wasn't
Okay.
really reading it. I was looking at Jameson and his
Okay.
beautiful wife.
Okay. So,
She is a nice lady.
I haven't met her, but she
I've kind of worked beside her
Have
at
you?
St. Dominic's a little bit.
cool.
Okay. So let's get back to politics.
Hit me.
What do we want to talk about? Do you think the Trump tax cuts are good?
Yes. I think we need to get rid of all taxes.
So what do you think about the government deciding to slow everything down? Like, for instance, we're going to vote on, is it Pam Bondi today or tonight?
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
And then, no, it's Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi
Yes.
Gabbard, they've already gotten,
Yeah. And then
Pam's already been
and
in.
then
She's
the,
cleared the Senate.
sworn
and then
in.
the 30-hour wait starts on Kennedy.
Yep. And see, Tulsi was a Democrat. She was a pretty strong Democrat, and then she jumped to independent, and now she's completely flown.
And Roger
Okay.
Wicker,
Yep. They were at
He's-
Mar-a-Lago
but
this
he's
weekend.
questioning whether or not he's going to vote for
Tulsi Gabbard
Kennedy.
for Kennedy.
And that's because his daughter works for a lobbying firm with the medical industry.
Mhm.
She's a pharmaceutical. That's right.
Okay. So,
I think she's pharmaceutical.
and you've seen it online. Many people are posting, Roger, you need to tighten up.
yeah, you do,
tighten
because
up.
she needs to. I don't like pharmaceuticals. I think pharmaceuticals are what are poisoning us. That we
Right.
need to get off all the drugs.
And that's what Kennedy wants to do.
Exactly.
And Roger Wicker is acting like flaky.
Well,
Have y'all ever known him to
better-
be
you
flaky
better-
before?
lay all that. You better lay all that flake down. Put some moisturizer on. Get it stuck back down.
I
'cause
mean, because
we can't. Mm-mm.
it's just wrong, people.
It is. We've got
It's
to get rid
wrong.
of the pharmaceuticals. We've got to get the overprocessed foods.
And once again, we're talking about a senator from Mississippi
Mm-hmm.
who is voting his conscience and not the conscience
Not
of the
the
people of
people.
Mississippi.
Right.
So,
Right.
so where this morning he was talking about his area and school choice, that's his right, and that's what his people want,
Right.
you know. And if our congressmen and our Congress, all of our congressmen, all four, voted for U.S. aid on January the 31st, y'all,
Yep.
a day before it all came out,
Yep.
and they voted, and I heard a
I
comment,
can't wait to see what the total is.
and I heard a comment,
And I mean, this is just one. This is just U.S. aid,
I know.
and we got 33 trillion in debt.
And our congressman who did this, there was one that made a comment. I didn't know it was in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
nuh-uh.
And Roger Wicker made a comment along those lines on some of that stuff. He
Yeah.
says, you don't
Mm-mm.
understand what it does. And there's stuff in there that we don't know what it is, but we vote on it. And you've sent money to people.
Why is that?
And when we find out that
That's because we have these mega bills that are
But-
thousands
but
of pages that you can't
I
get
get
through.
that, but I'm why are we doing these mega bills instead of just doing one at a time? One at a time.
Exactly.
Put one issue through at a
Well,
time.
well,
I mean, is it more work for them? What?
it can't be more work because all the bills,
It makes
Have
it
to be-
harder to hide things.
Why would you sign something that you haven't read the entire thing?
well, because they're good at it.
No, stop. Just because you're good, we've got
That's what
just because
you
this
have
is how it
staff.
has
mean,
always been. We've got
Donald
to start
Trump
looking at.
has a book
Yeah, he
and
does.
he signs each executive order and he knows what it says.
It does.
So why in the world would our congressman decide that they should sign something that they don't want to? It's
because
just
if
like,
they don't have time, they know we don't have time.
just like
and
when
we
Tommy-
certainly probably don't have the understanding to be able to read the thing.
it's like when Tommy Tuberville held up all of America because he was the lone person that they needed for the vote
Mhm.
on the military. What was it? Military financing, and they
Mhm.
were, and people needed their promotions and this, that, and the
Mhm.
other, and he didn't
Mhm.
like something in there,
Mm-mm.
so he held up the vote against everybody because he didn't like it.
Yep.
And that's the way it's got to be. He's a leader. He was a football coach. Of course, he should never come back to Mississippi unless he comes in a pine box.
Yeah, we need
But
to
that's
take
another
the
story
Yeah.
altogether. That's what he said. He wouldn't be back unless it was in a pine box.
we need to take the trick and the treat out of all of these bills up there and just do one at a time.
One at a
One
ti-
at a time.
Because they
Well,
can't-
you know, I talked about this. We need a law on the books that says, you know, if you're going to bring a law, you can't attach any port. It has to be able to be read in one sitting. So we're talking about 100 pages, and it has to be written in plain, simple English,
and they need
so
their
that the
name.
man on the street can understand it, read it, so
And
that you can
every-
obey the law. I
and
call it
every-
the Clean Bill Act.
Every dollar that leaves needs to be attached to somebody's name.
You mean like the 59 million that went to New York to house illegals
Yes.
out of the FEMA money?
Yeah.
In luxury hotels.
Well,
Well,
I
And I
saw,
wonder what those luxury hotels look like when they left, because people who get stuff for free don't appreciate what they're being given.
And
well,
then
I seen
trash
FEMA was firing those 4 people that signed off on that this morning.
4 people signed off on that.
And then they were talking about the leak. Now the FBI was going into the FBI is where the leak is.
right.
They've learned that. And they were going into California, you know, just like the information got leaked when they went to Colorado. And when they got there, the gangs had left.
Yep.
So now they were fixing to hit LA and they had another leak. Y'all, these leak, and they said, we know what the leaks are and we're going to prosecute to the fullest. extent of the law."
Good.
Some people are fixing to go to jail. Some people are fixing to be convicted of treason. And I don't know if treason still it includes hanging, but
Pun-
you know,
punishment for treason is death.
it's
Yeah.
hanging.
Well, but that's death.
Yes, it is.
Well, you know, it was like the Boston Bombers
Yeah.
for the Boston Marathon. We should have hung them at the finish line the following year when the last runner crossed the line.
Yeah.
You send a clear message to the world. This is where we stand.
And then they're trying to keep people from you've got federal judges coming out, and these federal judges need to be investigated. I know it's an appointment for life, but you're saying we can't send people to Gitmo. Trump can't do that. What they're forgetting somewhere in here and everything is that the whatever act that they came through, it'll hit me, but the president cannot be held responsible for things he does while he's in office.
Right.
He cannot be prosecuted.
Right.
So he has done no wrong. No matter even if he was whatever he does, it's not wrong.
Right.
And you can't, and for a federal judge to say he can't do it,
Right.
it's wrong.
Exactly.
So,
We didn't elect that judge. We elected that president.
correct.
Yep.
So,
And the judges are just as dirty as politicians.
oh, the judges are very
that
much,
was a kick in the gut to me when I realized I still had the judges to figure out who was clean and dirty
I mean,
after
y'all,
all the politicians.
well, what happens to a judge is a judge stays on the bench for so long and they get paid. And once you become one, you're paid for life, even
Yep.
after you retire. So when you retire, some insurance company that you're taking care
Yep.
of, make sure you get put on the letterhead of the insurance of
Yep.
the insurance company's
Yep.
attorney list, and they give you a job and they just send a check and
Yep.
you're there forever. And,
Yep.
and they'll,
I mean, there's a lot of dancing that we're gonna have to do and kind of reimagining these kind of things, because I realized that, you don't want to make a decision because you're worried about a vote. You want to make a decision for the right reason as far as like the Supreme Court goes. But on the other hand, when they sit there for so long, like the last lady that died,
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ginsburg, at a certain point, you've got to get off, because all of a sudden, that woman,
no,
I'm sure your head swells huge being a Supreme Court judge.
Here's
your
what I
entire life.
believe. Here's what I believe. I believe if you're a judge, and I don't care if you live to be 140 as a judge,
Right.
as long as you are calling balls and strikes according to the Constitution and the law, you should sit there. But the day you bring politics in, or you mention politics, or you
Yeah.
bring it up to where it's a Republican and Democrat issue,
Right.
at that moment, you're off the board.
Exactly.
You're out of there.
Because you're supposed to be impartial.
And so when judges get to be partial,
But why is that? Because they've been there for so long that their head is probably bigger than their body, and they think they can do whatever they want.
but at one time, judges kept their mouth shut and they
I
and they
know.
just
I
ruled.
know. Clarence Thomas, I
But-
think, is a
But ever since I would say, with Bill Clinton beginning in that era, that's when we started having judges
liberal judges
that were very liberal, and they started speaking out publicly about being liberal.
We even count how many liberal judges we have now, do we not?
Yes, we count them, and it's,
So not only
it's just like I said, there's
it's called
So
making
what is the definition
legislating
of is?
from the
I don't know.
bench.
Okay, hold on just a second. We got to take a break,
Okay.
and we'll be back
Got to pay the bills.
right here on WYAB. And we're back on a Tuesday for our final segment here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB with Taylor Turcott and Ron Eller coming in today.
Whoa.
Hello, everyone.
And I'm going to his clinic, or rather Jackson Hart,
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And
You don't want to come to mine because
no,
that's a referral from Jackson Hart.
that's when they have to go in and work on it. But they're basically testing me to see if I have what I've always told them. I said, I don't have a heart. I have 2 livers.
Chip.
I survived for years with 2 livers and no heart.
Well,
You'll be
February
just
is
fine.
Heart Month. And I would tell you out there in the radio audience, if you looking for something for a Valentine's Day present, that's a great thing to do. Go get a healthy heart screening from Jackson Hart. And, it's $99 well spent. It may save your loved one's life.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so you're on the ballot now, we believe.
I hope so. I will be checking.
The
on that when I
Republicans are
walk
going to
out.
have a ballot in Hinds County,
a primary ballot.
and
Yep.
it was not going to happen.
It wasn't.
And when you don't have a primary ballot, you don't get to qualify for the general. All
Right.
that is what they were saying. I know different,
Right.
but that's that.
Yep.
And we all know I'm
I
running
think
for.
we sidestepped a sly move.
Yeah,
just
they're
barely.
they're up to that. And in Canton, of course, they fired the clerk
Right.
once, or rather, put her on administrative leave
Right.
when we're all qualifying.
And nobody knows what she did wrong to be put on
No.
administrative leave.
What I got was no comment.
Can you not go find her and ask her why she's on leave? Could she not tell you?
I don't know who she is.
Fine.
Okay, you
Well,
gotta go find her. Where you find her?
you're from Canton,
FOIA.
Chip. You don't know how to.
She's not from Canton.
She's not from Canton.
90% of the employees from Canton are not from Canton.
Uh,
90% of the employees from Canton are not from Canton. I would say 40% of the elected officials don't live in Canton.
don't live in Canton. Of
Okay.
course.
So
Of course.
yeah, that's a different animal up there. We run
Man.
we run a different game in Canton. This is
Yep.
where Benny Thompson learns to cheat.
Yep.
And Benny Thompson's district.
It's a powerhouse.
Yep.
For
I got a kick out of somebody online the other day. They said, "Now hold on, Chip. You said Benny Thompson is pretty much the whole state." I said, "Benny Thompson is 50 counties,
The
30.
size.
huh?
30 counties
He's 30 counties
of 82.
of 82." And I had it reversed. That is right. Sorry, y'all. I got it wrong.
Basically anything west of I-55, north and south.
Yeah, plus parts of Madison and
Tala Leak.
and Leake and Tala and Montgomery.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Benny.
Okay. Well, my 50 counties was more effective. Just letting you
Well,
know.
let's just say he half of the state. If
It-
you basically split the state down the center,
I can't get in trouble for lying
it's on half.
because that's what politicians do.
Well, yeah.
They just lie.
Well, I think that's a little bit more of just a misstatement of actual numbers. You're not necessarily trying to lie to
It's
people.
okay. It's like a lawyer. Lawyer says he's going to get you the best results in your
Yeah.
trial. We're going to win.
Yeah.
He gets paid whether you win or lose.
Well, I would say, Chip, you're running for mayor in Canton. You don't necessarily keep up with how many counties by number are in District
in
2.
Canton,
How many are in District 4?
we have in
Uh-huh.
Canton?
No, in District 4.
What are you talking about?
District 4 on the coast. How many?
I don't know.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You're not really lying because
17.
I don't know. I'm
That's
making a
about right.
point that it's really, you're not lying just because you mess up a little bit of numbers, is what
And
I'm
then
saying.
Guest is like 11, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I actually have a map of it.
Okay.
in my
Benny's
phone.
district is at least as big as 2 of the other districts put
okay.
together.
Let's remember this.
Landmass wise,
Yep.
it's
In
half
this-
the state.
In
Yep.
this election cycle, in these city elections, you're going to have to be committed to go vote 4 times at
Yep.
least,
Yep.
maybe 5.
Yep.
So understand that when we go into this cycle. And beginning sometime next week, they'll be putting up all those billboards around Jackson.
Ooh, it's already starting.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be 22 people putting up 4x8 billboards running for mayor of Jackson.
Yep.
Okay, y'all.
Yep.
Well, that's going to do it for us today.
Although it's small, get involved though. It's time to get involved.
Ron, say something quick.
Something quick.
And are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm getting ready to run against Benny.
Taylor?
I am running for Ward 2 City Council, Jackson, Mississippi. I need help.
Let's
Okay.
get out there,
They're already
Ward
coming
2. Let's support Taylor.
And I'm Chip Matthews, and we'll see you next Monday right here on the Chip Matthews Show on
Y'all have a
WYAB with
good
Taylor
week.
Turcotte.